Seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
Oh, I like that angle.
That's unfortunate. Time to take the leg.
Welcome to Drinkin, Bro. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros. Fake news, everybody, bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. I feel like tomorrow should be a holiday. I really do.
Why?
March Madness is on all night long tonight, and dude, it's banger after banger after banger of games. Give us tomorrow off.
Why?
Because everybody's going to be raging tonight, dude. Everybody's going to be drinking Hard AF Seltzer, blacking out.
No, it's part of it, though.
What do you mean?
Part of it is raging and then showing up to work hungover as fuck and talking about the games and how hungover you are.
Okay.
Don't take that away from people.
Yeah, I don't want to discount that. You're right.
Just because it sucks a little bit in the moment doesn't mean you're not creating memories.
Yeah.
And that's how it is, man. I like it. I like when Bob shows up with his eyes bloodshot, and because I can't tell. I can't tell if it's because of basketball or because of his children.
Yep.
It's both.
It's both.
It's a little, yeah,
always
sure, a little
both.
both.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, it's, it's what happens the night before and then having a child jump on my chest at 5 a.m.
But how hard are you going to go tonight?
Pretty good.
I know.
Pretty good.
I know.
I want to say tonight's slate I like better than tomorrow's slate, but I can't remember. Let me look.
But the problem is, Bob, tomorrow's Friday.
Right,
so,
right.
you're already off, dude. So,
and I got to coach T-ball at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So
oof, you're at that age where it's super early.
Yeah.
My game, I don't have to coach until 11:30.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. So today's the day I really like. Arkansas, Arizona, and Illinois, Houston. Houston, starting at 9.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Full strangulation. Full David Carradine in the closet. I'm going to paint my face like a geisha tonight, and I'm not going to have a spotter. Whatever happens, happens tonight. That's how amped I am. But that's not the top story. Top story today is Iran rejects peace plan. Those fuckers. Those dirty fuckers, huh? Oh, yeah. Is that in Iran or is that in Dearborn, Michigan? Do you know? Or
Could be Philadelphia,
either.
could be London.
Yeah. Could be New York City.
Yeah.
They're doing that now in Central Park. Those fuckers are taking over. So we're going to keep saying this, by the way, until it is pounded into your head. They are not here to assimilate. They are here to take over. I just saw that huge goddamn place they built, that Mecca Muslim Center in Dearborn. What the fuck, dude? That's a city, bro.
Wow.
It's like a goddamn strip mall. Iran has rejected the peace plan. The U.S. is positioning ground-capable forces in the Middle East after Iran so far away, rejected negotiations Wednesday. As speculation grows that Washington could be preparing a decisive next phase and what a ground operation inside Iran might actually look like. Military experts say that the deployments are not a precursor to a large-scale invasion, but instead position the U.S. for targeted, short-duration missiles, the kind of operations that could be aimed at delivering an intended final blow as diplomatic off-ramps narrow, but all options for a ground campaign come with high risk. They say, I got to turn to you on this one. When they say ground campaign, does that mean our troops specifically on the ground there?
It depends on what you mean by there.
Iran.
No, I don't think. I mean, yeah, there's a pretty high potential that special operations pops in and out.
Will we know about it?
After the fact, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not convinced we don't send some folks in to snatch some of that uranium, frankly.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if they'll use a tier 1 unit or if they'll embed nest teams from here that know how to handle that material. So, like, there are straps with tier 1 that have, if I'm speaking code here, you just have to ask me in the chat what I'm talking about. But
or I'll ask you.
There are strap hangers, they're called. They're like slice elements, people that are that aren't operators that are assigned to the unit that know how to handle radiological material. If we know where it is, I would be a lot happier just sending a fucking nuke in there and nuking the place, frankly. Like if they're building missiles and storing uranium inside of a mountain, let's fucking turn that mountain into a mountain, not a mountain anymore.
Right, a molehill.
But the staging of an additional MU, Marine Expeditionary Unit, in the area is pretty common for this kind of thing. It's not necessarily an escalation. Sending 82nd Airborne Headquarters plus a couple of infantry battalions from one of the BCTs. Got to remember, the 82nd is very good at war. We've done, I must have been a part of 120 to 150 raids, something like that.
Even as a civilian, I know the 82nd Airborne is elite.
Yeah, but
we all know that.
But the thing that sets us apart is the capability. So the Rangers can seize an airfield. They'll do an airfield takedown, much like we will. But the 82nd is staffed in such a way that we can set up kind of a city, right? So this is what I was talking about when the North Carolina hurricanes happened. Roy Cooper's a piece of shit and wouldn't let the 82nd take over. Mm-hmm. But we can jump in. We can infill into any kind of non-permissive environment, whether it's jumping or some other way. We can set up a full-blown city with logistics, food, shelter, medicine, mechanics for all the stuff, ordnance people, all this stuff, right? So if we're going to tighten the kill chain on Iran a little bit here, it makes a lot of sense for us to put an 82nd contingent somewhere and have a MU on a boat somewhere as well, right? Just in case for QRF, obviously, in case some shit goes down, but also just as a staging point for special operations to run missions.
Sure.
We do this even in theater when we're deployed. When we're out in the city somewhere, out in the countryside somewhere, we'll go in first and just like Black Hawk Down, right? Set up a big cordon, a perimeter around the area so nobody can get in and out. Obviously, that one didn't go so well because, it was just a complex environment. But we'll set up a big cordon around the area. Nobody comes in or out. We also have a QRF element on station with medics just in case some shit goes down. And after we're set up, tier 1 units will come in, do whatever they do, snatch and grab people or grab materials or kill people or whatever it is, and then fuck off, and then we bounce out of there. So no matter what, whether there are people deployed there as ground forces or if it's a staging operation off the coast somewhere, I don't think Karg Island is a good idea.
I don't either.
Just because they're going to have it zeroed, right?
We just talked about this, and
I don't think that's going to happen, frankly.
That feels like a kill box.
No, so yeah, it's definitely a kill box. So I probably wouldn't do that, but things are developing rapidly. These threats in this kind of war tend to evolve instead of go away. So the threat changes into something new. So for example, in the early days of Iraq, the threat was Mujahideen fighters out there, Republican Guard fighters out there that are bed down in cities, kind of like a mosaic fight. My buddy Aaron Love's been talking about recently, where without central command, they're just kind of fighting to hold their territory without anybody telling them what to do, right? Excuse me. So things are developing pretty rapidly now, and the threat environment is going to be, if we start putting people closer to, like actual soldiers closer to the area, that suicide drones and missile strikes on them become a real threat. So that 90% that we're knocking out of the sky right now is not high enough. It's got to be 100%, right? So we'll see how that goes. One good piece of news is that let's see if I don't know if I wrote it in here yet or not. There's the threat profiles is changing rapidly. is what I'll say about that. So this isn't like a staging for a big ground invasion or anything like that. The size of the unit they sent over is not big enough for any of that. It's big enough to establish a footprint so that special operations can do their thing. That's it.
Okay. Now, reading the tea leaves here, is this going to be on the same timeline that Trump promised, so 4 to 6 weeks?
That's what he said. I mean, he said he's pleased with the progress on the military operation against Iran, saying the conflict may end after 4 to 6 weeks of fighting. But a lot of that is going to depend on Iran and how they negotiate, right? I mean, certainly they're going to hold off to get the best deal. And people, you should be prepared for this in the same way that Gaza went down. People were belly aching the whole time before the peace plan went into place. The peace plan goes in, Israel drops a bunch of bombs, Hamas drops a bunch of bombs. 2 weeks later, they fucking both drop a couple more bombs, and then everybody's like, "Oh, there's nothing cooking." And now look, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this is again, the situation and threats evolve pretty rapidly, and there's gonna be just like when you're breaking up a fight between two kids, there's gonna be a couple extracurricular swings in. It's not hockey where there's a fucking penalty for not doing it. You know what I mean? Like if you throw a punch after the refs get in hockey, then you're going to get a fucking game misconduct and get kicked out of the game. If you are Israel or Iran or Hamas or whomever, Hezbollah, and you drop an extra missile or 3 after the fucking fact, it's just like, well, people are just going to call you an asshole, right? So, I mean, you should expect that. You should expect that. Trump also went off on NATO. He said that the choke point in the Strait of Hormuz remains an issue despite the removal of the Iranian military commander that ordered it closed. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But Trump said NATO allies are only now vowing to stand with the U.S. I said 25 years ago that NATO is a paper tiger, but more importantly, that we'll come to their rescue, but they will never come to ours. And I want you to remember that we said this. They didn't come to our rescue. And this is, by the way, it's a really good point because the stuff that goes through the Strait of Hormuz barely affects us. I mean, it affects global energy prices, so that affects us downstream, but we don't get much out of that. Our allies do. They get a lot out of there. We don't get shit out of there, and they've decided not to do anything. He goes on to say now they all want to help when the other side is completely annihilated, which is that's how Europe does it, right? They wait until the war is over and then jump on and be like, hey, fuck yeah, dude, let's do this. Now, that's kind of what we did in World War II, to be fair.
More so World War One.
Or World War One.
We got our licks in World War Two.
And one. Yeah, not
but
two. Two doesn't get one without us going to Normandy. It just doesn't.
Here's my biggest concern here. 1, this goes past the timeline. 2, troops on the ground, which I'm completely fucking against because there's going to be bloodshed.
Like beyond special forces? Because I don't think that counts.
I do too, but here's the thing. If something happens to one of those special forces groups, it's going to be bad. The press is going to be horrific on it, and we're going to lose men and women we shouldn't have. And
what do you mean we shouldn't have?
People are going to ask why, and they're already asking now, obviously. You and I have mutual friends who are saying we should not be here right now, today.
Yeah, they're wrong.
I agree too. You and I are on the same page. But you and I have mutual friends who are very close friends who are saying that we should get the fuck out of there. If this does not end quickly and gas prices continue to spike, this bullshit that's going on at the airports and all the other shit right before midterms, I mean, it's getting close now. We're about 200 days away from midterms. It ain't going to be great for Republicans, and the timeline is shrinking rapidly. So there better be a plan in place to either go in, do what you're going to do, and get the fuck out of there, and try to have minimal loss, hopefully no loss whatsoever, and leave that fucking country and blow up every goddamn ship that is blocking that Strait of Hormuz, and get everything back to business as usual, or people are going to freak the fuck out, voting-wise. So that's what I'm concerned about. And you were over there, man. The friends of ours that are bitching about this war are saying, look, man, I don't think you understand the terrain and everything that's involved there and where these missiles could potentially be, how far dug underground they are, if they do exist, because that's another problem. We don't know if they do or do not exist. And what do you do there? Because we thought initially the bunker busters got them. Maybe we're dropping more. I'm assuming we are. But again, your timeline here for people's patience is probably 3 weeks. If I was going to do an over-under on like Kalshi, that would be at 3 weeks right now for this
we'll
to
see.
get out of there.
I mean, if it goes 4 or 5 and there's bad press, but there's a good conclusion to it, then people will forget.
They will by Memorial Day. More than likely because, we're in a 24-hour news cycle here and nobody gives a fuck.
I mean, having a solid victory with a peace plan moving forward erases any bitching that anybody's done.
But you have to have a solid victory.
Yeah.
It can't be.
I mean, we already have a solid victory.
I agree.
To be fair, but I mean, the Strait of Hormuz stuff is
affecting prices.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. So, now we'll see how it goes over the next couple of days, because I'll just skip to this.
Yeah, we'll go to the next one. I'll return to it if you want. So the Strait opening, question mark there. Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy Commander Ali Reza Tangsiri, sure, why not, was targeted and killed in an Israeli attack. Israel's defense minister has noted tonight, in a precise and lethal operation, the IDF eliminated the commander of the IRGC Navy. That's that Tangsiri guy, along with a bunch of senior members of the naval commands. The man who was directly responsible for the terrorist act of mining and blocking the Strait of Hormuz in navigation has been targeted and eliminated. This is a clear message to all senior officials of the Iranian IRGC terror organization currently ruling Iran. The IDF will hunt and eliminate you one by one. I congratulate the IDF on a perfect execution. This is also significant news for our American partners as an expression of the IDF's assistance in reopening the Strait of Hormuz and the historic partnership between U.S. President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu, and between our two countries and two armies. Now, this strike was based on American and Israeli intelligence. A senior Israeli official indicated to Fox News, and the head of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Navy, who directly commanded the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical energy choke points, was targeted specifically in a strike overnight, along with his senior operational leadership. They're clipping these guys one by one.
So we got to bring this back now. So mosaic warfare, you know what a mosaic is. Everybody knows what that is. It's a bunch of fucking pictures that make up one picture. When things go wrong with Central Command, and that's 140 of their top people clipped in 2.5 weeks, then there are these stability plans, for lack of a better phrase, where it's not necessarily an insurgency because there's no ground force, but you keep, like, your job in the absence of orders is just to attack whatever's in your purview. Well, the only real threat at the moment that we can tell, aside from whatever underground missile capability is going on, we'll handle that at some point. I mean, that's coming soon. The only real threat is an economic one with regard to the Strait of Hormuz, right?
Correct.
So the gift that Iran gave Trump, now they're saber rattling, and dipshits like this guy in the chat are like, oh, the fucking Iranians are winning. The saber rattling that's going on from Iran right now is what it is. But the reality is they let 10 oil tankers through the other day. That was the gift that they gave to Trump as a good faith part of the negotiation. Now they say they reject this peace plan. They came back with 5 points of their own, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is they don't have any leadership that's capable of leading that country. They don't have any real military capabilities at all, right? So now it's a matter of precision. It's a matter of reaching out, or they're actually reaching out to us more than we are reaching out to them. But having the process of going back and forth communication-wise, saying, here's what we expect from you, and they're like, no, and here's what we're going to do, and they do that thing, and we kill the guy that did it, which is what just happened yesterday. So that's kind of, that's kind of the back and forth. And again, I said this, in every conflict we've had in that area, people need face-saving capabilities, right?
Yeah.
In June of last year, when we fucking bombed those nuclear sites, they fucking send out rockets and they call us and let us know where they're going, which they did again for the second time, by the way. They did the same thing with Soleimani in 2020. They that saves that we retaliated. Okay, we're not pussies. Now we have to do this again, right? And now that there's an actual open conflict going on and not just a single sortie over the course of a couple of hours, it's a little bit more complicated. It takes a couple more days, a couple more weeks maybe to do that. That's just how it works. So there'll be some saber rattling from Iran. Maybe there's some rogue elements out there that are continuing to fight this mosaic style, and we got to kill them. But, that's how that works.
And that's my biggest concern is if there is, because it seems like there's a lot of these rogue assholes. I wouldn't know who to negotiate with because, to your point, they've killed everybody pretty much. And then one dipshit pops up, then they clip him within 48 hours. And then I guess you're negotiating with somebody else who might not have been privy to the other negotiations. And he's got to come up with his own shit. You got to do this all over again.
Well, I mean, it's about, again, there's people that are in charge of certain things. IRGC, Bossage, maybe. I doubt we're going to talk to anybody from Bossage. But IRGC is a possibility. There might be people from the civilian side of the government that we're talking to as well. Trump says that we've identified the right people to talk to, and you have to think about this. As you said, there's more than one person. There's a power vacuum right now. There's more than one person vying for it. And if Trump's smart, he's doing what businessmen do, which is playing the fucking competitors against each other to get the best possible deal, right? And also during that process, having Witkoff and Kushner and JD, who's involved in it as well, thankfully, because he's a pretty smart guy as well. Ferret out who the serious people are and who the dipshits are. And serious as in, are they serious about what they say, and are they capable of accomplishing what they're offering? Because those are two very different things, right? It wouldn't shock me if whomever we're negotiating with said, hey, this fucking Tank Siri guy who's the naval commander who keeps fucking with the Strait, he won't listen to us. So, I mean, I'm not saying he's on that block, but... that's what I heard, and then a bomb hits him. You know what I mean? This stuff happens all the time in situations like this, so I wouldn't be shocked if that's part of it.
And sorry to interrupt you. Trump has just announced what that gift is, and Bob, I just sent you the
Yeah, I
video.
just told you what it was.
He's saying it was something else.
It was 10 tankers that they allowed full of petroleum to go through the Strait unmolested.
Okay. And why is that a big deal? How much is on a tanker?
I mean, I don't know, but I think there were Pakistani flag ships, and Pakistan has been the middleman broker during these negotiations.
Okay.
So Trump, I would imagine somebody on the staff, maybe even, I don't know if Pakistan was involved in that particular part or not, but somebody on the staff would have said, as a show of faith, there's 10 fucking Pakistani tankers, oil tankers set to go through. Don't fuck with them to show us you're serious about negotiating.
Gotcha.
And it's interesting that it happened on the same day that dude got clipped too. Honestly, that's a coincidence a little bit too high for me not to pique my radar.
It seems like somebody probably gave up his info.
Yep.
And then said, all right, here's the gift. Here's this other guy. That's the other gifts. And thank you very much. Press play. I have not heard this. This is live right now.
They said to show you the fact that we're real and solid and we're there. We're going to let you have 8 boats of oil. 8 boats. 8 big boats of oil.
8, sorry, not 10.
This was 2 days ago. And they'll sail up tomorrow. That was 3 days ago. And I didn't think much about it. And then I watched the news, and they said, a very good anchor, actually. Happened to be Fox. But I watched it, and he said, something's unusual happening. There are 8 boats that are going right up the middle of the Hormuz Strait. 8 big tankers are going loaded up with oil right through. And I said, well, I guess they were right, and they were real. And I think they were Pakistani flagged. Yes. And I said, well, I guess we're dealing with the right people. And actually, they then apologized for something they said, and they said, we're going to send 2 more boats. And it ended up being 10 boats. I hope I haven't screwed up your negotiations. But I thought it was appropriate to say.
You know what's really funny? You can cut this. So, in another interview, they were talking about Venezuela and shit.
Yeah.
About how their oil's starting to move around too. And I think it was Doug Burgum, was like, yeah, they're starting to move. Or first he says, Trump's so popular down there, they're going to build him a statue or whatever. And then Burgum goes on to talk for like 2 minutes. And then he's like, yeah, and then, Venezuelan oil is really moving right now, and that's a good sign. And Trump's like, forget about that. Talk more about that statue.
Oh, is that what they were laughing to?
Yeah.
Right at this?
Yeah.
Because also Rubio just released a statement, Bob, that I sent you in regards to Iran and how this is going. And we couldn't see it in his last video, but he was sitting apparently to the left of Trump.
Yeah, he's probably like, you know how when you get in an Uber and the Nigerian is also on a phone call doing customer service for somebody? That's basically Marco Rubio, this entire administration. That motherfucker has got like 8 jobs. What the hell?
Look,
Leave him alone.
Wait, Bob, pop up this. Don't play it. He's got the same look on his face that he had in that White House. It's been that meme forever, where he's just got his head down and he's just like, all right, man. How many fucking countries do I have to fucking run here? Let's hear his thoughts in regards to Iran. And again, this is all taking place right now.
The most important job any president has is to keep the American people safe. And every president says it, but we have a president that means it and does something about it. As the president outlined very clearly to the world on the night this operation began, Iran has been at war with the United States for 47 years. For 47 years, Iran has been killing Americans and attacking Americans across this planet. And other presidents had an opportunity to do something about it. And they all warned about how Iran was dangerous, but they refused to act. And this president's not someone that's going to refuse to act. He's not going to leave a danger like this in place. He's going to address it, and that is what he is doing. From the very first night of this operation, the president made it very clear. People like this, and now what I'm talking about is not the people of Iran. The people that run this country are radical Shia clerics. These are religious fanatics. Look what they are doing now. At their weakest point, this is the weakest Iran has ever been, and look at what they're doing. They're attacking embassies. They're attacking hotels. Imagine what these people would do if they had a nuclear weapon. That is an unacceptable risk for the world. By the way, the president's not just doing a favor to the United States and to our people. This is for the world. He defined very clearly on the first night of this operation what the goal was. We were going to destroy Iran's Navy, and that is happening. We were going to, if it hasn't already happened, I'll let Pete speak to the specifics of it. We were going to destroy their missile launching capabilities. We're well on our way to achieving that goal. We were going to destroy the factories so they couldn't make more missiles and more drones. And that is moving forward. Every single objective the president clearly laid out on the first night of this operation is being effectuated. Again, Pete will speak to the specifics of it. This has been an incredibly successful operation. Every day, it may not get covered because, we're unlike them. We're not bombing embassies and hotels. We're hitting military targets.
And then Pete Hegseth also went on to speak afterwards in regards to this. And I'll send you the first clip, Bob. You can play this right now because this guy I wanted to ask you about and what he had to do with this. Go ahead and press play on this clip. Here's from Hegseth, who was sitting to his left. Camera right.
Networks that we know. Many of the Iranian military factories and bases that we're systematically destroying were paid for by the pallets of American cash that Barack Obama flew into Tehran under the Iran deal. You might call it an inconvenient truth. Iran took our money and turned it into weapons and bunkers and ammo. And now we're destroying those weapons and you're righting, Mr. President, that grievous wrong. And make no mistake, we had to act. And our objectives are clear. No nukes, no Navy, and a complete dismantling of their missile program and defense industrial base. And as Marco pointed out, that mission, and the VP as well, has not changed since day one. Yet, that works.
Okay.
Is it odd to anybody that they're all just like using each other's first names and not their titles?
I think
that's out of the ordinary.
It is, but also in a working relationship, when you're high up with like CEOs and VPs and all that other shit at a business, everybody refers to each other as their first name because it's like, hey, we're close enough to do this. And these guys are working hand in hand every single day. It feels like all of these press conferences from the White House typically involve all of them. You'll see Trump, J.D. Vance, Marco, and Hegseth, and then Susie Wiles is usually there as well. And they all call each other by their first names. So it feels like it's the 5 of them who are the Power 5, and then everybody else is kind of there. I don't see Kash Patel there.
Well, he doesn't,
or anybody else.
Yeah, he doesn't belong
Not
there.
that he would be, but I think it is important to note that these guys have a pretty tight lockdown system. And to be honest with you, it might be the only 5 they trust within the White House after we went through the first term.
Maybe. I mean, other people are doing other stuff. I know everybody's trying to fucking talk shit about Tulsi being, she's being excluded from this. No, she's been working on something. And actually broke the news today, I believe, or maybe it was yesterday. We'll get to that story here in a little bit about USAID and the fucking DNC. But yeah, it's like she's been doing other stuff. Cash, I don't think is doing a great job, but he's also doing other stuff. It's like there was an IED found at CENTCOM headquarters in Florida, right? And they already found the 2 people that did it and charged them with federal crimes. Like, that's his job. I don't need him at this.
Nope.
Talking about foreign policy, man. It's just like it has nothing to do with him. In the same way, to be frank, that the stuff that Joe Kent has been talking about, he's definitely got a history with a lot of this stuff. But right now, in the position he was in, one, NCTC is not an investigative unit. They don't have any investigators on staff. They don't have 1811 authority to investigate. It's not their job. So the idea that he was boxed out of an investigation is like me saying I was boxed out of playing center field for the fucking Braves.
You were.
I'm not on the team, my friend. So it doesn't make any sense. You know, it's like, and the same thing with Patel, Gabbard. She's the DNI. Their job is to manage analysts and manage the intersection of the intelligence community. The NCTC is specifically about domestic threats. So unless there's some nexus to the war in Iran to a specific domestic threat, aside from just like, hey, we're going to fucking hit them, hey, there's going to be a higher alert here, then that would be inside of his purview. But other than that, that's like not his job, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like that's no shade on him. He's fucking really smart and very capable at doing the job that he was assigned to do. Just do that, right? Same thing with Tulsi. Her job is to do what the fuck she's doing.
And she's here. Like, her job is not to do this other shit. And the media...
Now, we have an NSA and a CIA for the stuff that people think she does. I don't know what people think the DNI does, but it's not that. And it's not the Secretary of State's job either. And it's not the fucking Secretary of War's job. It's her job, the DNI, to coordinate between the intelligence community, to get direct orders from the president to go investigate certain things inside of the intelligence community, which is what the fuck she's doing, right? That's her job, and she's doing her job.
And a lot of people in the media have been asking about J.D. Vance and where is he? I'll tell you where he is. He's been taking these meetings with Jared Kushner behind the scenes because you need 2 friendly faces and, hey, we're here to help you and how do we help each other and blah, blah, blah. And that's what that gig is right now. And they're going around everywhere, chatting with everybody. And you need 2 friendly Americans that are there who aren't as aggressive as these 3 who we just played here on the show, and that helps. Even in this bullshit highway situation that we're dealing with here, when they were putting the 11-lane highway in and it's creeping up on us, they hired a fucking grandmother who had never worked with a transportation system in her entire life. I think she told me she used to be a vice principal at an elementary school, and now she's in charge of this TxDOT program, which is the transportation for all the rebuilds and the highways in the states. And I looked her dead in the face on the second meeting, and I go, you and I both know why you got the job. It's because you look like a grandmother. You probably are. She said, I am. And she's in her 60s. I go, what's your real job? She says, I used to be a principal or work at this school or whatever the fuck it was. And I go, the only reason you're here is because they think somebody like me won't scream in your face and ask you the tough fucking questions. That's what those 2 are doing. You need friendly Americans out there. Let's face it. You can't have heads that's showing up saying, I'm going to fucking kick your chest in, shit inside your mouth, rip your hair out, and fucking eat it. Like,
no,
I
think Trump said it yesterday. I have one hand extended for a handshake and the other one closed into a fist ready to punch you in the fucking face. And that's what the commander's job is. And the open hand is Marco Rubio and Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. And the closed fist is Pete Hegseth and all of our friends. You know what I mean? And that's how you fucking negotiate. It's just how it is, man. Especially when you're the fucking dominant power. Everybody saber rattles. We move things into position, just like we did before the war, moving the fucking the Armada, which is essentially what it is now, into place. This is all strategic and escalatory in some way or another, but sometimes the escalation is designed to put people in check and say, hey, you're kind of fucked here.
Yep.
And we want a positive solution to this. We're not trying to fucking kill everybody in Iran. We're not trying to kill 90 million people, obviously. We want there to be a real country that respects, at least somewhat respects human rights moving forward, that doesn't fuck around with everybody's boats. That's pretty much it, right? It's a pretty low standard here. So all you got to do is fucking play along a little bit, and you can gain immense wealth and power inside that country if you're one of the fucking leaders that are still left.
Sure.
I mean, it's a pretty good fucking deal for people. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we will. And, you know, for me, as a Republican, and I'd like to see some fucking seats last in the fall or whatever's going to happen here at midterms. I'm hoping for a speedy end to this fucking thing. I'm hoping for energy prices and all that other stuff to come down. I'm hoping for Jerome Powell to get the fuck out of there in May, start cutting interest rates, and then boom, the country's really fucking rolling at that point. So that's my biggest wish right now, and then obviously that none of our troops get hurt. And if we're able to accomplish that in the next 3 weeks and get the fuck out of there, I think it'd be a big win. And look, your fucking headboard is going to have the Ayatollah on it. It's going to have Maduro on it, and Soleimani and whoever these other fuckfaces are, and it's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like, if you're in the 82nd in the DRF or whatever they're calling it now, the something ready force. I don't fucking know what they're calling it now. But
Cock ready.
It used to be DRF. If you're there or you're on one of these MEUs that are deployed there, I mean, I'm not going to speak for anybody, but if I was there, I would be itching to fuck somebody up.
Sure.
That's your whole life, man, is sitting around waiting to put up with all the bullshit, all the training, all the fucking sweating, all the standing around waiting on fucking LMTVs to come pick you up late at night after a long day at the fucking range. All the cutting grass and getting yelled at for stupid bullshit and not being able to put my hands in my motherfucking pockets when it's cold outside just so I could shoot somebody in the fucking face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not sitting around thinking about if I might get hurt or killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it's my time to fuck somebody up, right? So I respect the sacrifice, and obviously if there's loss of life, that sucks and it's tragic. But I don't sit around worrying about that because I know those dudes because I was one of them, and they're looking for a fucking fight.
There was a picture of them getting ready, and it looked like they were fucking amped, dude.
Yeah, they fucking should be. That's your job. If you're not amped in that position, and you're in the 82nd, wait for your next jump and refuse to jump and get out of that unit.
Yeah.
That's it, because you don't belong there.
First up, advertising-wise, support our advertisers. They put this fucking shit wagon on the air. Oh, look, a little booze too is back. Look at you guys. Go have
They were
some
smoking
lunch.
crack in the parking lot.
Were they really?
Yeah.
All right.
I could smell it. It smells like burning rubber.
Okay. Yeah, grab some hard AF, dude. Maybe they were just boning at the hotel and came back. Proud of you guys. Yeah, good job. Good job there. He's a hulking man. Still not as close to me. I put my hand on your shoulder. That's how small you are. But grab some hard AF seltzer out of the fridge. You're good. MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Stay on the couch. Stay in the action tonight. Bobby 3 Sticks. March Madness Sweet 16 games tonight. Tell us the 4 games. I'll give you the winners.
Alrighty, tonight we lead off with probably the weakest of the slate.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We don't
Whoa.
we don't shame here.
Yeah, we never do that. Who is it?
It's Texas versus Purdue. Purdue is a 7.5-point favorite.
I have Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
I think Purdue rolls. People forget they were the preseason number 1. They're the best,
Sure were.
one of the best point guards in the country. I like Purdue to
Their
roll.
ball
here.
movement is excellent, too. I think they move on. Who do you got next?
Iowa versus Nebraska. Nebraska's a 1.5-point favorite.
I got
I have
Nebraska,
Nebraska.
covering.
Yep.
Yep.
I got Nebraska.
Nebraska's tough.
Same Z's. Next up, the late night slate is where it gets real fun. Arkansas against Arizona. Arizona's an 8.5-point favorite.
That's a lot of points, man, for this.
I
Like, Arkansas can get hot and score.
took Arkansas on this one, plus the points. It's up in Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook.
Yeah.
Private group where you can see all the bet slips. I already bet it, and they're posted right now. So if
Arizona's
you
got a
wanna
really
head
good
over there.
defense, though.
I know.
They-
Yeah,
they-
Arizona's been excellent all year. It's just a powerhouse
And they're
heavyweight fights.
They're very efficient. They have a lot of rotational depth, and they're going to try. I mean, it's interesting to see a number 1 seed against a number 4 seed. I think you're going to see a lot of aggressive defense and traps and stuff like that from Arizona to try to stifle Arkansas out of the gate.
The over-under of this is very high. It's 166.
I know. I'm taking the under.
Arkansas doesn't play a lot of defense.
No, they don't, but Arizona does. And I'm as such, I am going to take the under.
Okay.
Just for shits and gigs, because I think Arizona's going to be able to hold them in check.
It would have to be an 84-83 game there. Last game up, Bub?
Illinois against Houston.
This is a great game.
It's a great game, and I took Illinois in this one, plus the points.
Illinois shoots really well,
Plus the points.
and Houston rebounds really well, so I don't know if that neutralizes each other.
Oh,
it's just going to be a really good back-and-forth game.
It's just a matchup.
It's a perfect matchup.
It's perfect.
You have a high-powered
it's pure
offense
sex.
against an incredible
Yes.
defense.
It's a match made in heaven, and I'm glad that's the last game.
Yeah.
Bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Use that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. A lot of you have been asking if we're going to have a draft party for the NFL opening night. Yes, my bookie has already stenciled that in Thursday nights. It's in April. I forget the date. I want to say the 25th. No, 23rd, I think. So yes, we will be with you live that night on all the platforms. Next up, the Iran timeline. This is President Donald Trump acknowledging peacemaking with Iran has been made difficult because of their sinister, sick replacement leaders who are hiding. One of the problems they do when they deal with us is when we deal with people and people who aren't able to communicate with anybody else because of all their leadership has been gone. Trump said at his second cabinet meeting there. The first level is gone, and then they met to pick a new level, and now they're gone. They're all gone because they didn't make the deal. And because they're sick people, they're really sick, they're really sinister, sick people. Anytime you use the word sick 3 times in the same sentence, I love. Regardless of the struggle to find a diplomatic off-ramp, Trump is pleased with the process on the military operation against Iran.
Now, they rejected the 15-point ceasefire proposal that we talked about.
Do you know why and what their specific problem was with that plan?
Yeah, there's hold on, let me pull it up. There's where is it? Leaves out 5 conditions. There are some things that they wanted in return.
Iran?
Yeah, the foreign minister says we don't want a ceasefire. We want the war to end in a way that it does not repeat on our own terms. That's not going to happen. The damages to the people of Iran must also be compensated. I mean, that's a fucking funny thing for him to say after they killed 30,000 fucking protesters. Yeah, it's...
and who's the he in this situation?
That is Irigaki. Iriguchi or Iragachi, I have no idea.
Not going to be along anymore.
No, he's the foreign minister. We're not going to kill him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a diplomat. It would be uncouth. It would be like effectively hitting an embassy. We wouldn't do that.
Gotcha.
However, the Iranian military spokesperson Ibrahim Zolfagari says, "Have your internal conflicts reached the point of you negotiating with yourselves?" That's an interesting idea from a guy who's the military spokesperson, because I think they probably have. Like, this is something, I don't know if you've read the book Jack Attack, Bob?
It's sort of a Bible for me.
Yeah. Jack Attack is like, it's a parody of The Art of the Deal that Jack Donaghy did in 30 Rock, that Alec Baldwin's character did.
Okay.
But and this is true, one of the things that you don't do in a debate or in a negotiation is negotiate with yourself. Because now you're fucked, right? Now you're just taking 2 options, one of which is the one you want, one of which is the one you don't want, and you're negotiating with yourself, and you're dragging your case down. Right now, because of the fractured Iranian state, and because people who keep rejecting deals keep disappearing off the earth, usually in a big cloud of fucking smoke, they are negotiating with themselves a little bit. And that's a power vacuum, right? It's difficult for us to figure out sometimes who the serious people are. Now, I don't know how much it helps that Trump's talking so much shit. They're lousy fighters, but great negotiators. They're begging to work out a deal, and I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I mean, this is just classic Trump, right?
Sure.
It's. I wouldn't read too much into that part, but it's classic Trump. And then, he says they're begging to make a deal, which they should be doing because they have been militarily obliterated with 0 chance of a comeback, and yet they publicly state they're only looking at our proposal. Wrong. wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So TBD. We'll see how it goes. I mean, the timeline he says is that we're still on is 4 to 6 weeks. This is week 4.
It is, yes.
So there's two more weeks after this to see. I think there'll probably be some movement. I wouldn't expect that everything will be wrapped up with a bow, frankly. I think we'll be reaching some kind of agreement by the end of that 2-week period. A lot of people have been making bets on Polymarket that it's over by this weekend.
On Kalshi, I see it everywhere. Yeah. Yep.
One of the reasons they did that is because the IDF put out an all-net saying you've got 48 hours to drop all your bombs because the U.S. is getting ready to wrap this thing up. I don't know how accurate that is. And obviously, even if it was accurate at the time, things can change. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it all goes. Yeah.
What would be the harm in it to go bombs away for the next, let's call it 3 to 4 days with everything you got and just completely level them to where it's just like, I can't do anything.
Well, here's what you don't want to do. If you've identified a serious player who's actually willing to negotiate and he's behind the scenes trying to consolidate power right now, you don't want to fuck that up, right? You don't want to knock him out of a position of authority by doing something, even if you don't know it's going to happen. What you would do, and this is what we've done historically, both with cartels and South American leaders in general, primarily, is start hitting his counterparts, right? So if you start seeing Israel and the United States hit certain parts of the fucking country where, like this guy was on some hidden naval base somewhere that we clipped yesterday. If you start seeing stuff like that, like precision strikes, that's probably people getting taken out. If it's just like a couple of strikes here and there, like 3 rockets or 3 missiles that hit a specific location, that's almost certainly an assassination and not a weapons depot. Weapons depot is going to get hit much harder. So I keep an eye out for that over the next couple of days. But to answer your question, you don't want to, if there's a consolidation of power with a person that we're willing to talk to going on right now, you don't want to disrupt that too much. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. If there's a fucking target of opportunity, you still got to hit it. But you don't want to make him look weak, basically, right? Because that would be self-defeating.
When you looked at those pictures of the 82nd Airborne, this is a personal question. Were you jealous? Were you like, man, I wish I could go back 20 years?
The thing that would make me very angry is if they jump into Karg and get a fucking mustard stain, like a jump, combat jump. Okay. That would piss me off. And it's also, I mean, the poor Marines are going to be, 2 Mews are going to be sitting out there watching a fucking C-130 go overhead with paratroopers jumping out of it, and they're just sitting there with their dicks in their hand. They're going to be fucking probably even more pissed than I am because they could see it with their own eyeballs.
Yeah. Speaking of having their dicks in their hand, that'll lead us right into our next advertiser, Blue Chew. Feel free to pop in a Blue Chew and put your dick in your hand and then maybe someone else, man or woman. We don't kink shame here. I don't care. Fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking about next level championship belt gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. This is the 4-in-1 beast that is setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with a couple other fun things to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get the sex on a little quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single fucking tablet. Next time she sends you that "you up" text, dude, blast her with a screenshot of your wiener from Blue Chew if you want to. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with the code DrinkinBros. That's promo code DrinkinBros. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Next up, USAID was the DNC piggy bank. I always figured this was the case here, but now I guess U.S. intelligence has intercepted Ukrainian government communications discussing a plot to route hundreds of millions of American tax dollars earmarked for clean energy into the war-torn country and move them to the United States to enrich then President Joe Biden's 2024 re-election campaign and the Democratic National Committee, according to a declassified intelligence report summarizing the intercepts that was obtained by Just the News. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard recently learned of the intercepts and has asked the U.S. Agency for International Development officials to scour for records to see if the plot actually was carried out and whether or not criminal referral should be made to the FBI. Gabbard's team has not found substantive evidence. The intercepted allegations were thoroughly investigated during the Biden administration, and the communications are not believed to be tied to Russian disinformation efforts, officials said. How serious is this, and how likely is it?
I mean, it doesn't get any more serious than that.
Well, I mean, it's serious as in, are people going to fucking jail finally? Or is anything going to happen to these people? Like, I want some real serious shit. Not, oh, hey, it was this guy, and they're going to get a slap on the dong.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who it is. There's no politicians going down for this, for sure. But individual people in government can. I mean, I guess it depends.
Yeah, who's in charge of USAID and then the DNZ? Is it, were we talking like Donna Brazil?
Well, no.
How far? Because this goes back to the Biden administration. I don't know who's in there.
Yeah, I mean, the DNC has already been caught doing so much stuff. They funded that Russia collusion thing. Nothing's happened.
Yeah, but by the way, the media is still repeating the same lie.
Oh, yeah.
That it did happen.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean...
right after Mueller died.
When I say nothing's happened, I mean that nobody went to prison for that, for paying a foreign intelligence officer to fake intelligence.
Yeah, the Steele dossier.
Yeah.
No one's going to jail.
No. And I don't think anybody will go to jail for this either.
I don't either. And that's what sucks about all this. So when I hear stories like this, and I was like, how serious is it? Is it serious enough for people going to jail? Is anything going to actually happen?
Well,
or do we just have the answer that we always knew?
The intercepts mentioned 2 American subcontractors as possible recipients of the money that would eventually be moved to Democratic coffers. The names are included in the still classified raw spy data, but were redacted from this report. We'll see what it is, but this is a quote. The plan included details of how subcontractors would be funded through U.S. companies so that how the funds were spent and allocated would be difficult to track. The declassified summary stated. Additionally, contracts would be executed that would be difficult to verify. In this manner, most of the U.S. funding would be diverted to Joe Biden's election campaign without the ability to track where exactly the funds came from.
Yeah, with all of this, man, and all these fucking reports coming out of fraud, waste, abuse, and everything else, 0 people in prison for it. Now, let's take the Minnesota thing. I heard there was a bunch of Somalians that are actually, going to prison.
That's already started. Yeah,
that's already started, but the officials are still there. Tim Walz is still there. Ilhan Omar is still there.
Tim Walz is out of government now. There was some smoke that he may resign, but he's not going to run. And now I don't know what.
No, but he's still the governor of Minnesota, and he's giving fucking speeches every day
until January. Yeah,
yeah, which is a long time. I mean, you're looking at another 9 months with that dickhole in there, spouting off weird shit. But as I look at all of this, let's take the Mueller death. Every single news station, ABC minus Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, all those guys. All they talked about was, he worked so bravely and tirelessly and was just an unbelievable servant to this country for investigating the Russia hoax. No one ever finish that sentence and say, hey, it was disproven and everybody went to Capitol Hill to do it. Nobody else also said about Mueller, hey, he did his entire investigation, wasted millions and millions of taxpayer dollars to find absolutely 0.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the president ordered him to do it, then there's nothing to be done, even if it's wrong, because the president has that authority. And we'll talk about a little bit what local authorities or even the federal, even the FBI might, what jurisdiction they may have to do this because of the idiot in Philadelphia, Larry Krasner.
Oh, yeah, Larry Krasner, dude. Philadelphia County District Attorney Lawrence Krasner, a.k.a. Larry, criticized the Trump administration for dispatching ICE agents to airports to assist TSA officers who have gone unpaid for weeks amid a Democrat forced funding lapse at the Department of Homeland Security. Krasner, a Democrat whose campaigns receive funds tied to Left-wing Hungarian American billionaire George Soros has criticized President Donald Trump and DHS for months over their immigration enforcement measures and previously threatened to hunt down ICE agents he believed violated city laws if there were to be a, quote, Minnesota-style situation in Pennsylvania. On Tuesday, Krasner spoke from the airport, saying Trump's administration officials tried to confound the public and agents themselves as to what is legal behavior and what is not.
That's a cute story. Lawrence, is it?
Yeah, that's Lawrence, a.k.a. Larry.
Yeah, Lawrence. You're a fucking idiot.
Yep.
All right. It's talking about the president trying to confound people about what the law is. Here's some fucking law for you, fuckface. Under a very long-standing Supreme Court precedent in Renagel 135 U.S. 1 in 1890, federal officers acting within the scope of their duties have supremacy clause immunity from state criminal prosecution, to include city criminal prosecution. You fucking retard. Mm-hmm. How can you be the district attorney of a major U.S. city? So let's say either one of those shootings in Minnesota would have gone to trial. They would have gone to federal trial. The federal government has the right to reach down, grab that case, and yank it. The agents or the U.S. government can immediately remove the case to federal court under 28 U.S.C. Section 1442. Look that up, too. Mm-hmm. Once there, the state charges are usually dismissed, almost always dismissed, because the supremacy clause legally prevents states from criminalizing or punishing the performance of federal duties. In addition, the agents in question could then sue Lawrence Krasner and the city in federal civil court under 42 U.S.C. 1983 for violating their rights. If you are in Philadelphia, please know that your district attorney is a fucking moron who doesn't know the law. It's your only job. Your job is not to give fucking press conferences. Your job is to keep the city safe, which you suck at, and know the fucking law, which you clearly don't.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, man.
And now all these assholes from the Democrat side are on television saying, we'll keep it shut down. We're not funding ICE under any situation whatsoever. Bob, go to your inbox and you can play this clip here. This was a sweet little mask-off moment here for Representative Garamendi, fucking famous Democrat. It was just like, yeah, man, it'd be a good idea to go on TV and just say this.
You will keep this going until Republicans agree to that. Will you keep this going, this stalemate going until Republicans agree?
Why not?
You will keep this going.
Just why not? Why not? Why wouldn't we keep the shutdown going?
I was actually on this show this morning.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Marky Martin on News Nation. Yeah.
Her name is Marky Martin?
Yeah.
She have a funky bunch?
I don't know if that's her real last name or real. I mean, I don't know if that's her maiden name or not, or if that's her husband. She's married.
We call that a showbiz name.
Yeah,
so
it could be.
Maybe.
Usually when people don't change their names. Unless
Marky
it's a cool
Martin?
If it's a cooler name. Marky Martin may be better than the one she started with. If she was like Marky Ibrahimovic or some shit like that. People don't really keep Jewish names in showbiz unless you're a producer or a director.
Right.
If you're an actor, you shorten it to Jon Stewart.
You got to get out of there.
You know what I mean?
Got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Fun fact that I learned during the last Oscars was Michael B. Jordan's father. His name is Michael A. Jordan. And that is true.
Does Michael B. Jordan have a kid named Michael C. Jordan? Because if not, that would be the funniest shit of all time.
That's what I said on Ross Patterson Revolution. He doesn't have any kids, but I go, if you do, you don't have a choice.
He seems like a good dude. Have some
Michael
kids and
C.
name
Jordan.
them Michael C. Jordan, Michael D. Jordan, Michael E. Jordan, just like fucking George Foreman. Go full on with it.
And every lady wants Michael B. Jordan. So, yeah, I'm sure he has his pick at the moment. He's busy being one of the biggest movie stars on the planet. But yeah, as I'm watching all this shit unfold, man, they're going on television left and right saying, hey, no, man, we're going to keep this shut down.
Yeah.
We do not want to fund ICE. What I can't figure out is, what does that mean? More funding for ICE or just funding it all?
Well, they want to reimagine it just like they wanted to reimagine police back in the day. This is just a new defund the police movement. By the way, right now the European Union is moving quicker to deal with immigration stuff than even we are. The AfD, which is like the so-called far-right party in Germany, they're just fucking right-wing, proposed to the European Union Parliament this remigration plan, which is basically like arrest and deport all these fucking people. And it passed with a standing ovation in the European Parliament today, which is a pretty new thing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right? I think even with their globalist ideology, they realized you can't just import the third world. We got to figure out a new way to do this because this is fucking everything up. So that'll be a brief respite from globalism a little bit, because it's going to cost them a lot of their time, energy, and money to start sending these motherfuckers back to wherever shithole country they came from. We'll see what the execution end of that looks like, but it's a good sign. Meanwhile, we can't get politicians to fund TSA. As a matter of fact, I'll say this. If you're a TSA employee in the Austin area and you can't afford to eat right now because you're not getting fucking paid, hit one of us up. I got a shitload. I'm going to move pretty soon, and I've got like 200 pounds of goddamn meat in my freezers, and I'll give you some, and you can cook it. Like, there's no reason that people that are fucking... I mean, look, I hate TSA like everybody else, but there's no reason that fucking Americans should be going hungry because they're not getting paid for a job that they're fucking doing.
They're also not like... That's not a job where you're like, fuck yeah, I wanted that job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How much does it pay,
You're
Bob?
working to live at that point.
Yeah, those people don't
I
have
heard they
like
get decent wages.
They get paid fine, but it's just the average middle class American is struggling right now.
Sure,
it's anywhere from, I mean, starting pay is anywhere from 34 to 42, average salary 46 to 50.
Forgive me, I did not know that. Because if you're living in Austin,
I mean,
management,
that's
a tough.
Yeah, management and stuff can make six figures, but the person grabbing your balls, probably not.
Really?
I mean,
even the dick grabbers don't make more money.
I would want to pay them a bit extra, maybe tip them.
Same,
depending on the performance.
Exactly.
They just do it for the love of the game, and you got to respect that a little bit.
I usually get the back of the hand. If I get the front of the hand, then yes, then they actually love it. I usually get the back of the hand, though.
I don't like the back of the hand.
I don't either. Give me the front of the hand.
I want the smell to get on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want
it more personal.
Yeah, I want my scent on them.
Does yours penetrate that blue glove, though? That's the thing, that blue rubber glove? Because if so, you probably need something else.
I tell them I have an allergy and they have to go barehanded.
Do you request a separate room when they say, "Hey, do you want this here in the separate room?"
No, I say, let's do it right here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's let everyone know.
Let's let the world know here right now. Because if you're penetrating a blue glove, that scent, you should probably use some Mando from shopmando.com. That's for people who are just stinking down there, man. Stinking. I've read this copy here. They have Bert Kreischer on the fucking other homepage. That's really fucking funny, dude. Yeah, shirtless, sweating all the time, dude. You need some fucking Mando for sure.
I mean, I think the European Union should get some because if you're going to be loading up all these retards onto planes and whatnot and sending them back to the place they came from, that's going to be that's a rough fucking plane ride.
The plane should be sponsored by shopmando.com. I feel like
I feel like
stink on
there.
just
put a picture of Bert Kreischer down the side of that thing.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Damn it, dude. This is their actual copy, by the way, and this is why I love this job. Do your balls stink? Tell us about a time when you needed Mando the most. That's great right there, isn't it? Do your balls fucking stink? According to Bob, potentially enough to penetrate a blue rubber glove. And I like that. That's where Mando comes in. It's a whole body deodorant, safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, balls, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, taints, pussies, and feet. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO is being misdiagnosed and mistreated, clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor up to 72 hours. You can get Mando in deodorant sticks, which is what I got, or the spray deodorant. I'm not a big spray guy, never have been. I think it's whatever you grew up with. Spray or a stick. I always go sticks.
I think there's a level of comfort involved,
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what's in spray deodorant.
My kids, my oldest likes the spray.
A lot of
I like the sticks.
So when my baseball team was all sticks, the soccer team was all spray, though. I don't know if there's a difference.
Interesting.
Now, the soccer team was also high as fuck all the time, and they were spraying Axe on themselves to shield the scent of marijuana from adults around them. So that could be part of it as well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say his first name, but shout out Mr. Johnson, my buddy in high school. All he did was smoke weed and play soccer. That's it.
He's a
He
teacher?
reeked. No.
Why is his name Mr. Johnson?
I'm not gonna say his full name, just in case he's got.
Yeah, I mean
a
Johnson's
wife
a
and
really
kids and all
uncommon
that.
last name. So
No.
could be anybody.
That's why. But you could search him in Georgia and find it because the first name's pretty distinct. So I'm not going to say it. I'll just say Mr. And congratulations wherever you are out there. But that's all he did was smoke weed and do this. And then he would cover it up with fucking Mando or whatever the version of that was.
Well,
at the time.
our soccer coach, who was also a fucking AP English teacher, was indeed high all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And his kids, who I played soccer with, were also high all the time.
Interesting. When I played in high school, my coach was an AP Science. My AP Science.
You don't become a fucking soccer coach unless you smoke weed, I think.
He did not. Coach Long was mine. He was a straight and narrow guy.
You
Wanted
think
to
that?
win. He
You
wanted
think
to win.
that?
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, hey, hit me up, Coach Long, if you're still alive. But all products baking soda free, paraben free, clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after a shower. The average man's grundle odor was a level 5 out of 10. Gross. With Mando, the average grundle odor is a level 0 out of 10. Mando is clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice. Shots fired. Want to try America's whole body deodorants? Number 1 whole body deodorant. As a matter of fact, you can find them at Walmart, Target, other retailers across the country. However, you can't get 20% off. So for the best deals, go to shopmando.com. Use the code DrinkinBros for 20% off. That is shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness. Jake Paul should use some of that.
No, he's got his own company.
He does, but he was sweating through that goddamn suit.
He was. Yeah, he needs to upgrade to Mando.
Shit, bro.
Yeah. You shouldn't be, like, you can sweat through some stuff.
Not like that.
But not through a fucking whole suit.
Bob, show Jake Paul in that suit with President Trump. You're never going to see pit stains like this in your entire life. And maybe it's the fucking gear he's on. Like, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably on more than me. He's a pretty beefy dude. Although, no, he's a commissioned fighter, so they get tested, right?
Yeah, they used to. He's not anymore, though. He's out of the protocol. But look at that. Zoom in on
just
that.
wearing a tan suit in Florida is that's
if you know, and look, he probably sweats enough that he probably
isn't it?
sweats enough that he knows he pits out a lot. If you know you pit out a lot, you got to go dark.
You have to. Why would you do a tan suit?
And honestly, if you're wearing
With the President of the United States.
if you're wearing a suit, you can put something just under, like you put a paper towel in there. In your suit.
just use Mando. What do you got to do all that shit
dude.
for? You don't have to put fucking.
I bet he sweated through it.
You don't have to put fucking pads underneath your arms like a psychopath. Just wear the right deodorant, dude.
Because he's got W. We had the owner on the show. So, like, hey, dude, apparently it ain't working that great. I've never seen pit stains that intense before. Holy shit. You and I have been in these environments. It's not like it's fucking hot either. Maybe he's just nervous. Who knows? Next up, mortgages. It's a fun topic. The U.S. housing market was supposed to turn a corner this year, but economic uncertainty and a jump in mortgage rates fueled by the U.S.-Israeli war in Iran are complicating affordability for American home buyers. I literally just had this conversation this morning with a realtor. After years of sluggish sales, economists expected 2026 to bring back lower mortgage rates and more homes for sale, breathing new life into the market after home transactions fell to 30-year lows last year. But the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate rose to 6.38% this week, climbing for the fourth straight week to levels not seen in more than 6 months, according to the data released on Thursday by Freddie Mac. It's the largest one-week jump in mortgage rates since April 2025, when markets were rattled due to President Trump's tariff announcements. Higher mortgage rates due to the conflict in Iran and a weakening job markets are making buyers more cautious, real estate experts told CNN. All right, because I just had this conversation with a realtor this morning. He said specifically it's this war and then Jerome Powell. So I'm going to go back to what I said earlier at the top of the show. We need this to end quickly here, and shit's got to get back to normal. And then Powell is out of there in May, and this guy's got to come in and just absolutely slash interest rates to pick this up. Or, yeah, there's going to be some fucking damage at the polls in November. I can promise you that.
I mean, there's a lot of time between May 15th when he leaves, and we should expect that this Iran thing will be at least wrapped up in progress, right? By then. But I mean, there's more to it than that. Home sales have been sluggish. Private capital. I mean, I was talking to some people about this last night at a meeting, including Richard Bryan, by the way. The private capital market right now is completely dried up.
Yes.
I mean, it's dried up because people don't have a lot of consumer confidence for whatever reason. Some of it's war, some of it's this, some of it's that, some of it's rates, obviously, because banks that do loans are leveraging about 10x what they actually have.
Yep.
So, like, let's say you go to your local bank for a loan for round number 6.
We just did this.
For round,
you and I.
For round number 6, let's say it's $1 million loan. They're putting up $100,000, right, to a bigger bank who's giving them $1 million that they're giving to you.
And then it's called a prime rate. So they'll cook that in, and then you'll pay for that. And
prime rate just means that your rate fluctuates based on whatever the prime rate is.
Correct. But then they're adding prime rate plus 3 to a lot of these things.
To some of them, yeah.
And
I wouldn't do that.
Nervous.
But yeah, it's like I've been talking to a lot of people the last few weeks about this, including some other people in the media space who are listening to their fans and whatnot talk about it. And I can tell you this. If people weren't house poor right now, a lot of people bought houses the last couple of years, and it's gotten harder to afford them. If they could afford luxury expenditures, vacations, and all this extra stuff, they would support what's happening in Iran. Mm-hmm. That's the word that I'm hearing right now.
That's exactly what I'm hearing.
People feel they can't afford shit, so why the fuck are we spending money in Iran? Of course, that's not how the Treasury works. We're not borrowing that money from somewhere. It's just not how it works. But that doesn't matter to John and Mary, who are just trying to put food on their fucking table. They don't care about that shit.
And it's the optics of it.
If Republicans don't solve this soon, we're not just going to lose midterms in 26. If I'm telling you, if Democrats come back into a majority in both chambers and in the fucking and win the presidency in 28, they are going to do all the shit they tried to do in 22, 23, and 24. They're going to shut down this fucking country. They're going to start putting people in prison. Yep. They're going to lock this motherfucker down.
Free speech, gone, all of it.
And
gone.
They don't have the capability to do it, so it's going to get fucking rough.
So, in my opinion, Bob, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
So, wasn't the economy booming in 03?
Yes. We were just coming out of the dot-com bubble at that point, and it was starting to pick up, yeah.
Well, which I just say correlates to the Iraq War was, at least at the beginning, like, I think more popular than not like...
well, because we were lied to.
I think it was above water.
We were all lied to.
But when it started, it was above water approval-wise, I think.
It was. You're right.
And the economy was doing well.
And then as the years drug on, that led to Obama, and then obviously the 2008 collapse in the housing market and all that other shit. And this is, I'll go back to what I said earlier, this shit is what's going to get people really pissed off. And it's the optics of it. It's looking for something to blame other than what's going on. And I get it, which is why you got to figure this out.
Well, I think it's beyond money, even a bandwidth issue, right?
Totally.
To where people are like, why are you, forget the money. It's why are you looking at them? Look at me.
I personally think it's the money. Because most arguments between men and women and all that other shit in a relationship is money. Why can't we do this? Why can't we go on this vacation? Why can't we do this for the kid? Why can't I buy that new shirt, dress, whatever the fuck it is? And that leads to an unhappier life. Then you want to pin that blame on the president or whoever else, and you got to fix it. Now, I think the biggest fix that is the quickest is to get this new guy in here, and on the fucking 16th, if Powell's there till the 15th, on the 16th, cut this motherfucker 0.75 basis points or a full point, and jumpstart home sales, like car sales, all this other shit. If he does not, you're in for a long fucking November.
I mean, that's not going to be enough.
No, well, but for now, to at least jumpstart it, right?
You
can't. I don't know. I can't remember a time where nobody's cut it more than a full point.
You do want to get some traction, get the fucking river flowing again for sure. But there's a lot of other stuff we got to do to make sure that there are homes available, right? I mean, some of this stuff's been chipped away at. It's now there are hard, fast rules in place now for what these large companies can do vis-a-vis residential housing now. And that goes into effect pretty soon. So that's a part of it. Obviously, stimulating the market will be a part of it. Building new houses will be a part of it. And it's going to be, it'll be interesting to see what our output capability is after kicking a bunch of illegals out of the country, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you can look into the research on this. The houses that were built during that period of mass influx of illegal immigrants, they're fucking shit. They're very poorly constructed, and a lot of people are having issues. Like you expect to have some water damage maybe 15 to 20 years out from building a house. Now it's 5, right? Because it's not sealed correctly. The fucking use the wrong, cheaper materials, all this other stuff. So, we got to build, and not just build shit, but build quality. It's a big part of it. And we'll see what the capabilities are in doing that, to be honest.
And Bob, you and I both have new builds. How old is your house?
3 years, maybe.
Did you have any problems with it?
No.
No,
but I will say that, I obviously did walkthroughs when they were building it and stuff like that. And I don't have the eye for any, seeing if things were done wrong. But I will say, it was, and I think there's a problem. I don't even think this is an illegal immigrant problem, but they do use cheap materials.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always like to say they fine tuned it perfectly so that they can use the cheapest materials possible and still be up to code.
Yes. And because this office, our space is for sale and the highway and all that other shit, all of us are exploring these options about moving and chatting with realtors. And when I, chatted with ours and went over the pros and cons of the house and all that other stuff, what it would be like potentially, settling issues, cheap shit, like you said, and fixes and all that other stuff. And I said, how prevalent is that in the neighborhood we live in? They're like, a lot of people are having the same problems. Drainage, things like that, building too quickly, cheaper materials, blah, blah, blah. And then you got to go back in and fix it. So you're right on that as well. However, first things first, you got to cut these fucking interest rates. You have to. Because no one will be able to afford a fucking house or a car or anything else. And right now, forget the houses. Look at the cars. Used cars are at an all-time high. I don't know about you guys. I'm getting a fucking phone call every 2 weeks if I want to sell my car. Are you getting the same calls?
No, but I'm getting ones for the new car that I've been looking at because I got to trade it in before the end of the year
for taxes
this year. Yep. But I'm going to wait until North Carolina anyways, just because I don't want to have to register the goddamn thing twice. But yeah, there's price cuts on everything new, a lot, like deep price cuts, which is not bad for us considering the way that we rotate vehicles. But for ordinary folk who usually buy used or something like that or lease cars, then I don't know how much value you're still getting out of that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. But you got to figure this the fuck out. It's the optics of it. And like I've said on this show for 11 years, first thing that I vote on, me personally as a voter, is how the country's doing economically. After that, 11 years ago, shit, it really didn't say immigration that much, but that's number 2 for me. And then police crime, that's number 3. Those are the top 3 issues for me. And right now, this affordability thing that, we did that show on, I think it dropped Sunday night, came out Monday morning. The ratings were gangbusters on it because everybody's going through the same shit. We're all talking about the same fees and the same fuckery and all this other bullshit we're being charged for. Last night, Microsoft Word, Bob, you're a writer, has switched to $99 a month. I used to just buy the program.
SaaS.
I just use Google Docs.
Yeah, that's just get the fuck out of here. But as a writer, they want Microsoft Word. So,
well, you can send a Word file. You can convert Google Docs to a Word file.
But don't you have to have Microsoft Word?
No.
Really?
Not so if they have Microsoft Word and you don't, you can take the Google Doc, export as a Microsoft Word file and email it to them and they'll be able to open it on Microsoft Word no problem.
But how do I read their edits then when they send them back?
You can then reconvert it.
Bob, you're talking to a retard right now. You're talking to a soft helmet retard. That's too many steps. I'm paying the $9.99.
That's fair.
Because I got to fucking work. I got to
fair.
do shit. So, yeah.
I mean, everyone raises their prices. Final Draft, Adobe. I mean, Adobe's exorbitant. Like, it's,
Are they doing monthly bullshit too?
Who?
Final Draft,
Final Draft
Adobe
isn't,
and everything?
but
Okay.
they update a lot. And, if you want to keep up, I guess. But I don't. I don't care.
Damn,
I
don't
just
either.
write it and export
the
a PDF.
first one was fine.
Right.
I mean,
there's a lot of bells and whistles that I have no interest in using.
No.
I just need a Courier new text document.
That's it, dude. That's it. Next up, ad-wise, if you are up late writing, highly recommend this next product, dude. Ketone IQ. It's empty. I'm out. I had the last one today. 6-pack just sits next to my desk. I have this before every single podcast if I'm up writing late. Right now, my wife and I are drinking the shit out of these because we're wrapping up the final contracts for the final inch that comes out April 15th, by the way, the audiobook. And the reason being, there was about 15 celebrities, signed NDAs, I had to get their rights, all that other shit, and then I had to secure a very famous actor's dead estate rights. But all those are getting cleared up. Drop date on the 15th, and we figured, why not? You're going through taxes, go fuck yourself. But to do all this shit, I've been pounding Keto IQ. It's the perfect sponsor for me today because I fucking love these guys, dude. It just works. Straight up, dude. This is the only shit that I haven't felt jittery or made me feel like I'm having a fucking heart attack or sometimes it shrinks your dick. You ever had that shit, that energy shit that just shrinks your penis up and you're like, man, I feel like I could fucking fight a koala bear right now.
I do day jelks, so I don't really notice.
I've never really experienced that, no.
Really?
No.
You guys are huge energy drinkers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys drink all that shit all the time. Dude, I have one shot of this. I'm good for fucking 4 to 5 hours, and I love it. It's ketone.com/Drinkin' Bros. 30% off your subscription order, plus you'll receive a free gift with your second. It's usually like a free 6-pack or some fun merch or things like that. They're always kind of keeping it sexy, fun, and flirty. High-performance energy backed by science. If you're out of gas mid-workout, it's great for that too. Fix the fuel. And a double-blind, placebo-controlled study on trained athletes, Ketone IQ delivered a 19% increase in average power during repeated sprints, 13% peak power versus placebo, 10% less fatigue, 5-time increase in blood ketones within 20 minutes. They're in partnership with the Tour de France and Team Visma. All the Olympians are using this. Better muscle oxygenation, increased EPO. So if you're out there and you're a runner, it's great for endurance and stamina. Sam Laidlow, the fucking Ironman world champion's using it. I didn't know that. God damn, dude, he's on this thing. Military tested, athlete approved Ketone IQ was developed through a $6 million research contract with the Department of Defense, born from battlefield science, built for peak performance. Visit ketone.com/Drinkin' Bros for 30% off your subscription order, plus receive a free gift with your second shipment, or find Ketone IQ at Target stores nationwide and get your first shot for free. But you can't get 30% off unless you use that promo code Drinkin' Bros, all right? So hop on over there, dude. Love these fucking guys. Next up, Vaping Squirrels. Are we on Vaping Squirrels right now?
We are now.
Damn it, dude. Did I skip ahead? What? I love the Vaping Squirrels.
No, this is the last story.
All right, squirrels have started vaping after mistaking the fruity smells for fruit. Experts have warned. Several photos and videos have been posted across social media in recent months. Come on, man. Is this a real fucking thing? All right, play the video. I got to see this. Are they exhaling too? Just kill the music. We can see them. So they're sucking in the vapes, but are they exhaling, dude? Holy shit. No fucking way.
This is fucked.
They think it's food because of the fruity.
So I heard this too in regard to pouches. Pouches are the rage, obviously, like Lucy. So it's like, dude, they'll find an empty pouch of Lucy sitting on the ground and they'll fucking lick it, eat it, and then now they're getting addicted to nicotine. Is that true?
Yeah.
There was a really, man, I wish I knew the name of the account off the top of my head. There's a really fucking funny account on like Reels and TikTok where he just keeps getting ants addicted to Zins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Like he keeps just like put like sugar out there and then pour a bunch of like Zyn nicotine on it, like cut open a pouch like a Lucy or a Zyn or something.
What does that do to an ant?
I don't know, man.
He's doing
Jacks 'em
science.
up.
He's trying to figure it out.
Because with ants, here's what I think when you're doing nicotine is that first shit, right? Starting off the day, I thought this squirrel would have been shitting all over the ground. That was my guess before seeing the video.
Nicotine acts as a potent neurotoxin and behavioral modifier for ants, increasing foraging speed and erratic behavior while decreasing sensory precision, such as response to pheromones. Bob, look up the spiders on different drugs, because one of them was nicotine, I believe.
Really?
I think so. But they have like
was a cool
LSD,
study,
caffeine.
yeah.
What happens?
I can't remember. I think nicotine was one.
It was just the different webs that they would make after
I
they were
guess
given the
nicotine.
substance.
Really?
They have benzos and sleeping pills, no nicotine, I guess.
Pop this
Caffeine,
up.
but not nicotine.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so there's normal, there's LSD. I like the LSD one. Marijuana, that just fucks him up, dude. I mean,
he made it
sense.
through a lot of it.
Pretty
and he was just
good.
like,
I'm done.
He just got tired at the end?
Sleeping pills and caffeine is like, fuck.
Oh, dude. Sleeping pills.
I mean,
that's a
caffeine
no-go.
is the most creative looking one.
Yeah, caffeine. It looks like they built who they wanted to be, like a scorpion. It looks like a scorpion.
Yeah.
And then what's the last one there? What's Benzodrine?
Benzodrine, a benzo, like fucking benzos.
Are those uppers or downers?
Downers. Well, I don't know if, I guess technically it's probably a downer. Benzo. You don't know what benzos are?
No.
You don't, you're not a big Post Malone fan?
Yeah, I am. Well, I mean, as much as the next person, I guess. What's
Xanax, Valium, shit like that?
Oh, that's a benzo?
Yeah.
Shit.
Ativan.
That makes you want to go to sleep. All right. These kind of make sense to me. Did they actually pay for a study for this?
The spiders paid, yeah.
Okay. Not us, right?
They paid dearly, according to these
Well,
results.
Did they, or did they get the time of their life? If you're looking at this, I mean, they got to do all the fun drugs, all the fun stuff. Like, shit. Good for the fucking spiders is what I say. Man, dude. Man. All right. Good for you guys. Good for you guys. I've got one more story here that I'd like to add, Bob. If you go to your Twitter, please, and pop this up. Just a fun one to end the week on. If I was rich, like super fucking rich, and just could buy anything, anytime, anywhere, I would go up one more for the Jim Carrey thing. Yep, right there. I would have bought this. So the butt birth mechanical rhino from Ace Ventura Pet Detective was on sale this week at an auction, and it was going for $59,850. And the high estimate was $8,000 on this thing, but a bunch of our listeners had tagged us in it, and they were like, "Hey, dude, are you guys going to buy this for the studio?" $60K, no, dude, we can't do that. We can't fucking do it, dude. $8,000, sure, but this thing jacked up super fucking high.
Yeah. Once it went into a bidding war, it was just some nerd was going to get it and pay too much.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Well, let me ask you this. Is $60K too much to pay for a fucking rhino like this for Jim Carrey's asshole?
Not if you got it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're super rich, yeah, dude, this is the shit you want to buy in real life, so
Just some
fucking
crypto,
A.
bro. Just got
Yeah.
billions of Bitcoin. Was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a Jim Carrey right now for
I
60K.
heard, by the way, that they're starting to accept crypto in some fucking real estate deals. So maybe that's the way out of it, man.
I wouldn't.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures right now. So now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. You can submit on drinkinbros.com. While you're over there, grab some merch, grab the bro boxes. I can confirm we got that big ticket item for May coming. So that was fucking rad, and I'll kind of inform you of that over the next couple of weeks as they come in, because it will be a limited number, same as last year, a year and a half ago, whenever we did it. It was just one of those things, man, that lasts forever, and everybody had asked us to do it again. They're super hard to get, and we were able to get it. Yeah, subscribe to the Bro Box for that. We got the new shirts up, joggers, hats, all the fun stuff, phone cases. I got the Crime Corner one right here for my wife. They got Citizen Podcast, Drinkin' Bros Podcast, phone cases, all the fun stuff. And it's not a bad price. It's only like $24. So let's fucking go. You can also submit on the app, on Drinkin' Bros app. It is free, and submissions get emailed to us live on air.
Are those guys coming up?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask. We'd love to see your smiling faces in the studio, but well, before you play the music, ask him, Ryan. Turn behind you. Is he allowed to come up and give Drinkin' Bro of the Week? What'd he say?
I'm getting a nay.
He's saying no.
Yeah.
Ask him what he does for a living. They won't be able to hear it through the mics. What does he do? What is it?
State and government stuff. So
all right.
Big boy things. I wanted to play the music.
I know you wanted to play the music. I'd say what? Play the music now that I've got to open up the email. Thanks.
Let me down today.
Thanks. He didn't tell me what his name was. I'm just going to say Mark. Thanks, Mark, for fucking it up for me. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were going to have a fun little sit down, some laughs, and some parties. Now I got to look it up here. All right? I wasn't prepared for that today. A little too fucking hyped up for tonight's games here, for Christ's sakes. All right, Drinkin' Bros submission. This one was submitted by Randy from Alabama. Day one, homie. I tell you what, Randy, go and buy Hard AF Seltzer. We're in like 2/3 of the Circle K's in the entire state. Buy them out. Is it Bam out tonight or tomorrow, Bob?
They're tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So, Randy, you got time. Go buy some 12-packs at the fucking store, some tall boys, for Christ's sakes. At Circle K's, anywhere in Alabama, anywhere in the goddamn state. Randy, we would appreciate it. Day one, homie wants to nominate Judge Lori Jackson, living. Says, I'm typically not a fan of judges or any government officials for that matter. This judge is awesome because she had a fat trans retard lawyer arrested in her courtroom.
Oh, did you see that video?
The video also shows why women shouldn't take male hormones. I think you guys should use this on your soundboard like you did with the Diddy recording.
It's too long. It's like 5 minutes long. We're not watching that whole video. You can go watch it.
Well, he's got a shorter clip here. It's on X. Let me just send it to Bob. Now I want to see it, for Christ's sakes.
It's like this fucking retard keeps yelling at the judge, and the judge is finally like, you're in contempt. Get the fuck out of here. And the Mongoloid refuses to leave. Cops come over, start manhandling her, who's pretending to be a man.
We got the video, Bob. Go to your Twitter.
She starts yelling, I can't breathe.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Like George Floyd?
Yeah, you know who else does that? 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's how a 5-year-old acts. I can't breathe when they're wrestling their older brother.
Yeah.
That's you can breathe because talking requires it.
How long is this TikTok video, Bob? A minute?
No, it's like 6 minutes.
Is it? How long is it?
I'm skipping ahead a little bit.
It's 6 minutes.
It's 6 minutes
You can't
long.
read
Oh, it
that?
is 6 minutes. I didn't know you could put 6 minutes on TikTok. Shit. No, it was his cursor was blocking it. Press play.
Okay. Let's see here.
This is the funny
Out
part.
of my face, sir. Get out of my face.
You should leave this county.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
These people are my friends, and you're being ugly.
Wait,
And
the
get out
bearded
of my
guy is
face.
trans?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're
that is a woman. Yep.
He
Stop
shouted
it.
at me.
Yep.
With a beard?
No, I'm not being. You did not
Drugs.
even say that I was in. You are indirect. No, I'm not
Judge,
doing
I
my stuff.
apologize, but I felt very threatened by this person. The screaming and the yelling in court, I've never even heard that before in this courtroom.
Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me.
Oh my God.
Do
There's
not-
no way
you
this
just
is
throw
real.
me over this.
Stop resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Okay, put your hands behind your back. Stop resisting.
You know exactly what's
Why
happening.
don't you all walk that way sometimes?
I can't walk. I'm being thrown down.
I'm being thrown down. No, you're still standing up, bro.
Do not grab me. Do not grab me. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, shit. This was well worth the price of admission. Hell yeah.
Put your hands behind your back.
I cannot breathe. I can't breathe.
Oh, this is so good.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I love every single second of this. Don't stop. Don't stop. I want to see this.
Help! Somebody call 911! Please!
Are you kidding?
Please! 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 Ow! 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 Ow!
Holy shit, dude. They called in a third officer to put a fucking knee in his back.
Her.
Oh, it's a dude going to girl or a girl going to guy?
It's a woman.
I don't fucking care, but it's awesome.
It's a mentally ill woman.
All right, you can press stop now. I give Randy a round of applause from Alabama. Now I'm glad that guy didn't come up. I'm glad he didn't come up, Mark, or whatever your name is. That was fucking well worth every single thing we've done today. Oh my God, dude. Holy shit. You saw this video?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, man. This is great. Where was this? What state was this?
That I don't know. I didn't look into it much. I just kind of listened to that person screaming, "I can't breathe," and laughed. And
I think Randy's right. We should clip that "I can't breathe" part and just pop that in just in case, Ryan, for something else, you know? Think about it.
Okay.
Think about it tonight before we do shows tomorrow, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Appreciate you tuning in. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. I'm going to give you the same speech that I gave on Ross Patterson Revolution this morning. I am aware that videos started today on iTunes. We are in those same talks now with our hosts, so we're working on that as we speak. I don't have an exact date, or else I would give you one, promise you, because we want to jump in on that as well. It seems to be a 50-50 split between Spotify and iTunes, so yeah, we will try to put it up on both. Patreon will always be Patreon, but as far as the other videos that are for free and shit like that, yeah, we'll try to put these up on both platforms, and know that I'm working on that right now. Head on over to Spotify, though, if you want to watch this video. Because the beauty of Spotify is you can just watch the whole goddamn video here and flip back and forth. If you get in the car, it'll pick up immediately where you left off watching and then kick into the audio version. Big fan of that. And we got to get to 10,000 reviews on iTunes. All right? Sorry. That's all the advertisers care about. We love you. And thank you for supporting us day in and day out. For Dana the Dan Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.